Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan, also the North Central Chaplain for Broken Chains, JC. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today is September 19th, 2025, and we are looking at Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 25. Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 25. Again, this month we are looking at each one of these chapters, and we're looking at what it looks like, what Solomon is doing to teach us what discipline is. Today, in verse 25, we read this: "Strike a mocker, and the inexperienced learn a lesson. Rebuke the discerning, and he gains knowledge." So many times, a simple correction can go out and it can cause people to get really upset. You can watch that anywhere in the world. Somebody gets corrected for doing something wrong, and they don't like the outcome of that correction because, they shouldn't be punished that way. Every kid has always experienced that. Every young man, every young woman in their teens has experienced those opportunities where they've done something wrong, they've gotten corrected, and they were upset over the fact that they got corrected because it was embarrassing. The whole world saw it, or that's what it felt like, and it was embarrassing. Well, let me share something with you. The reality is, when the rest of the world sees you get corrected publicly, and it's embarrassing to you, but they have the opportunity to learn the lesson without actually having to do the crime, and you have the opportunity to make corrections in your life so that they can see publicly that you make those corrections, people grow. Today in my reading in 2 Corinthians, Paul was talking to the church in Corinth, and he said, "I know that my last letter, it kind of pissed you off." This is the J translation, the Stitch translation. "I know it kind of pissed you guys off, and you didn't want anything to do with me. But when I sent one of my guys, they said that you guys were actually growing and had learned from it. And while it grieved me that you were angry with me, and I didn't want to make you angry, it makes me joyous. Not that I made you angry, but joyous that you learned the lesson, and others were able to learn the lesson because of it as well." There are things going on in this world that we may not think is fair, but we know they are. I do something wrong and end up with a flat tire, and causes me to be angry with the situation, but the people that saw me do the thing wrong and they get the flat tire, which this is just an analogy. It actually didn't happen this time, amazingly enough. But the people that may have saw that would also learn that doing that could cause a flat tire, right? That's a real life analogy, not necessarily one I've experienced recently, but yeah, I might have experienced it in the past. But how about this? You say something on Facebook, and all of a sudden you have consequences that people blow up on you about, and it creates difficulty in your life. But somebody else sees that and sees what happens, and they say, "Ooh, I was going to do the same thing, but I don't think I want those consequences," and they learn their lesson. That's what Solomon is telling us, is sometimes the best discipline is watching what happens to other people. I wish that I was a smart enough man to learn those lessons by watching other people, and I have on occasion, but more often than not, I am the hardhead that has to get smacked and do it my way and get punished for it to learn the lesson. But I do hope that others get to see. Today, I know that as I stand in front of my congregation or I stand in front of you and I confess something that I had done wrong, that's an opportunity for you to grow and learn. It is discipline by learning from other people's mistakes. Strike a mocker, and the inexperienced learn a lesson. Rebuke the discerning, and he gains knowledge. Sometimes discipline is so much broader, and it can simply be watching what happens with others. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.